What's going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, today we're going on a little bit of a road trip. We're heading to a viewer's house that is a few hours away. In addition to that, he's actually a brand new crypto content creator, and well, he built his own crypto mining shed. So we're gonna go over, stop at his place, get a chance to meet him, and then we're actually going to take a look at his home crypto mining farm. So let's jump on the road. Today's video is sponsored by 𝐓𝐴SICprices.com. 𝐓𝐴SICprices.com is one of my new favorite sites to scope out true profitability and ROI rankings before I make my next ASIC purchase. Check this out. I can simply enter my current electric rate and instantly see what ASICs are best suited for me. On top of that, let's say I want to find what ASIC miner is most profitable to stack Doge and Litecoin. Just select your algo and bam, there is the Bitmain L7. 𝐓𝐴SICprices.com has taken things to the next level. Look at this. When you select a miner, look at all this amazing information. Miner statistics and overviews, historic miner prices, daily and 30-day mining revenue, trusted vendors, and much, much more. Go check out 𝐓𝐴SICprices.com today. Our Hive Mapper dash cam is up and mapping and ready to earn us some crypto. If you have any questions about these or want to pick one up, I'll leave a link directly down below. All right, let's jump on the road. All right, guys, I am here with Rusky's Crypto. What's going on, man?
Not much. How about yourself?
Doing good. So we are in, it feels like the back country right here. I was just telling him, it feels like back country of West Virginia. We are off the beaten path. And honestly, this is a perfect place for crypto mining. Oh, I love it. Like, no one's gonna bother you out here. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at his crypto mining shed, because as I said, he's a new crypto miner and he has a home mining farm. So let's check it out. Give us the tour.
What?
Here it is. Woo! Look at that.
Central air units.
Yeah.
Pretty much a replica of yours, somewhat.
Yeah. So what made you go with a crypto mining shed? Because this is new, right? Only a few months?
March is when I got delivered.
Okay. So what made you do a shed?
Pretty much all the central, that thing working overtime.
Oh, the air conditioner.
Unit,
Okay.
Sucking all the air conditioning down to the basement. Because if you see the window that's there, that's now blocked off. In the corner, I had a little mining room set up, 7 by 7.
So you were using your home as your intake?
Pretty much so. Well, I had, there's another window on the other side of that part of the house.
Yeah.
I had 2 10-inch AC Infinity shutter fans.
Yep.
Sucking air in.
Okay.
And it wasn't enough.
But even with that, it was still,
Yeah, and I even silicone sealed that spray insulation stuff that you have.
It's crazy how exhaust, if you do like my basement setup, it pulls air from anywhere it can.
Yes.
It doesn't matter that you close your basement door or whatever. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it was pulling from anywhere, and that thing was just running nonstop, even on like 65, 70 degree days.
Yep. Oh.
And it wasn't enough, so I was like, I wanted to do one for the longest time.
Yeah.
Boscoin was the first one I saw.
Yep. Yeah, he had one quite a few years ago at that one house.
It didn't work out the greatest. Like his intake was on the bottom and then exhausting at the top.
It's all learning process, huh?
When I saw yours with like a wind tunnel setup, I was like, that's probably the ticket.
Okay.
Just to get air in and out as quick as possible. So had to make some modifications, just with airflow, I guess, but it went to the bigger vents.
Yeah.
So, which that whole entire back wall is all vents.
Okay.
But you can see the way it's set up.
Yep.
When weather comes through, it kind of drives this way.
Okay.
So there's no, it doesn't really get much moisture in the back.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. You want to show us our intake side?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. There is.
Check it out.
I wasn't kidding, it was a wall of intakes. These are all 14 by 24s for this column. This column, these are all 12 by 24s for this column. Because as you can see how close they are.
Yeah.
You can't do 14 by 14s all the way across.
So would you say that when you originally built this, you underestimated how much intake you actually need?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because people watching, like, you see a wall of intakes, right? And then they go ahead and they try to do like a basement setup.
Yep.
And you don't realize or even think about how much air you need.
To get
and it's
in
just
and out.
in and out as fast as you can. At the end of the day, just as you said, a wind tunnel is perfect. So then tell us about your electric here. So you have a panel in the basement behind you?
The panel is actually at the other end of the house.
Okay.
I initially had one 30 amp cable ran to the room that's here.
Okay.
In 2019. And then as I grew...
Wow, so you've been doing it for a little while then.
Yeah. I started in 2018.
Wow. And what were you mining back then?
Ethereum.
Ethereum, okay.
2 RX 580s is what I started with.
Nice.
Went to 18, I think it was.
Okay.
And then added some 1070s.
Yeah.
What the heck else was that? And then 1660 Ti's, 2070s.
But those were the thing then, like 100%, yeah.
And then I got lucky. I ended up selling all my RX 580s during the bull run.
Perfect.
So I made
Good choice.
So then I made money back on those, then started upgrading to 30 series.
Okay, so you had in your basement and you ran it through the basement. So that's what you have here, kind of rubber flex conduit running through there. And how much power are you running in there?
330 amps.
330 amp, 240 volt.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So this is your intake side. So why don't you show us your exhaust side now to match it?
Don't worry about the shrubbery and the...
You're good. I'll go around the plant here. The bush.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we got?
We got 4 AC Infinity T14 shutters.
Okay.
Right now the top 2 I think are at 8.
Okay.
Whatever it is. Bottom 2 are just at 6. Because when it was in the 90s, it was starting to creep up, so I turned the bottom ones on.
Yep.
This is the dedicated intake exhaust for the S19-104.
Yep.
And then this is the exhaust for the 𝐕𝐢𝐝𝐿ink, which one of my next things to do is I'm moving my other S19 that's in there to there.
Okay.
The 𝐕𝐢𝐿ink, which you'll see when we go inside.
Okay. So you have dedicated exhaust for your A6 then?
Yes, for 2 of the 3.
For 2 of the 3, okay. And that was an original thought when you first built the shed, was to do that. Okay,
it was originally just exhaust. I figured out exhaust would be good enough.
Yep.
And then when I didn't have enough intake, then...
As I tell people, it is not a one-size-fits-all. Even from my shed to your shed being very similar, it's like nothing is one-size-fit-all at all. Absolutely.
Lots of trial and error.
That is awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Well, let's not hold people up too long. Let's go inside and see what you got.
All righty. Other big mistake when we were in the shed?
Yeah.
Door.
Okay.
This does not open this way.
Oh, yep.
I like the way it seals.
So it takes real estate.
It's more secure, but it takes away real estate.
It takes real estate inside.
So,
got
as you can see, the 4-foot wide shelf barely clears.
Man, oh man, oh man. All right, so why don't we start with power? So what do you have over here?
330 amps, A6, that one, and I believe that one are on this outlet. The blue one has that guy, which is the S19-120 Pro Plus, whatever they call it.
Okay.
And the 3080s are on that outlet, and I believe this one, which is a 3070 rig on Flux, is on that one. And then everything else is on the other one. You see a little bit over, but...
Man, I'm not gonna lie, this shed looks awfully familiar.
Yes. Down to the fire extinguisher balls.
Look, it's got the fire extinguisher balls above us. He's got the foil wrap on the walls. Look at the floor. It even matches perfectly, which is awesome. This is great. This feels good. I mean, it looks really nice the way you have it laid out. A lot more room than mine, so good for you. I like it. You know, it's not a lean-to style. His is more of an A-frame traditional style with the way that this
does create a hot pocket.
Yeah.
Up there.
Up top is what you get. Yeah, something you could do in the winter if you needed to was like have a small fan there to recirculate if you needed to, but it won't really be a big deal. So, okay, let me jump on that side in the corner here. And why don't you I'll just do a quick pan here. Why don't you tell us what we have on each shelf?
We'll start here. This one's an S19J Pro Plus 120 terahash. It's currently on low power mode until I move it there and get rid of the exhaust. KD Box Pro 1, Mini Doge 1.
Okay.
S19.
The original Mini Doge. Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 104 terahash S19 on, that one's running brains, running at 110 terahash.
And you got the Fruit Associates shroud system.
Yep.
And now this has its own inline fan with, I recognize this box too, into your intake system here. So how does this work for you then? How do you feel it works for your setup?
Pretty good. I had to crank the fan to 10.
Okay.
So it's maxed out because as soon as I put the filter in, it does restrict the airflow a lot.
Yep.
So the temps start climbing because of the way brains runs. The lower your temps on the A-cigar, the lower the power usage.
Got it.
They'll maintain
because of the way that brains works. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I had to ditch the AC controller AC69 because it was glitching out. The fan was.
Oh, gotcha.
So now this is just a standard basic one, manual control.
And it works great.
Yeah, it works perfectly fine.
Cool. So what do you have down here?
That one is an Ivy Link BMK3.
Okay.
One of my regret purchases.
We all now. Why do you regret it?
I paid $4 grand for it, roughly, in Ethereum.
So was it really timing then?
Yeah, timing, and then what's the Bitmain one?
Oh, because you have your Bitmain one that came out. So you're fishing.
K3 or whatever.
So it was another situation where Bitmain came out with something and just destroyed. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I bought that, I think, November of last year.
Great.
And it came in December, and then that's when I started looking it up.
Okay.
And now my game plan was just hash away, get the coin, sell it, just to recoup the money, especially once the K3 was coming out.
Got it.
I only recouped about $1,300 so far.
Okay. What do we have here?
These are all 8x3080 founders. Little dusty.
3080s. Oh, they got some power to them then.
Yep.
And what do you have these on?
These are triple mining, 𝐸𝐸, Radiant, and 𝐸𝐸.
Okay. You have an H110 in there, is that what I see?
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Yep. Yeah, I had a couple of those. I had a couple of the Asus B250 mining experts.
Yeah.
Those are treating me well.
You got some beefy power supplies too. Looks like two 1200s and
another
also there just to handle the 3080s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because I figured if something ever happens, the overclocks reset, it's not going to burn up a power supply.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's better to have too much power than not enough. Which is great. So then you have a PDU down here, and I assume you have a PDU somewhere else I don't see.
Yeah, that one. There's two down here. There's
two underneath there.
Triple lights.
I recognize the style of your rack in the middle.
Yep.
Okay, so these are the triple light 1230s then on there, just a random switch.
Yep.
And then I think what everyone else is most interested in is all these octo miners here. So what are we running in all of your octo miners?
Most 3070s, 3060 Ti's, and then this one I know for sure is the 2080 Ti's.
Okay.
I originally got them to do flux because they were super efficient. I was cranking them at 100 souls each. Okay. Probably around 200, 220 watts or so, if not more. But then they started to overheat because they do need to get repatted, but now they're currently just mining Kaspa, and they don't need to be repatted when they're on Kaspa.
I get you. So what do we mine in between these then? So you said Kaspa.
Yep. The two 3060 Ti rigs, which I believe is this one and that one. Okay. Are both on 𝐸𝐸.
Oh, nice.
Kaspa and 𝐸𝐸.
Oh, so you're triple mining with those too?
Yeah, pretty much everything's kind of triple mining. The 3070s that were on flux were dual mining flux and then 𝐸𝐸. Yep. But Mini Z never did the update. It's 𝐸𝐸 thing, so they'll stop mining 𝐸𝐸.
Gotcha.
Which is whatever, that's fine. I'm not just too concerned about that.
𝐸𝐸's the bonus, you know?
Yeah, and I just recently switched over one of the 3070 rigs from flux to 𝐸𝐸 Radiant and 𝐸𝐸. Okay. And I see a Jazz miner. Yep, Jazz X41U on the end here. Very cool. That was bought at the P2, but I paid for that with crypto, so it is what it is. Yep.
Now, are you stacking the Ethereum Classic, or what are you doing with it?
Stacking the Ethereum Classic for about 3 more whole coins, and then I'm going to switch it to probably Bitcoin. Okay. I'm going to jump in the back here, take a look here. So you got your fans running for exhaust. Yep. And you got them hooked up to an AC Infinity controller. Yep. That's a controller 69 that actually works perfectly fine. With those there, which is great. I see you got a big PDU in the corner there. Yeah, that's where all the octo miners are on. Everything goes, because that's right, you have 3 30 amps, so you have 3 different of the PDUs there. Yep. I like it. You got a camera in the corner. Yep. And how is that powered? Is it wired? It plug in somewhere? It's wired. It's battery operated. It's wired. It's, it's a Blink security camera for Amazon. Okay. Same thing with the rest of the house, all that stuff. Okay. So let's talk about your filters. What have you learned about airflow and filters? Initially with the other vents, I had to remove the filters to get enough airflow. Yep. And then, and that's why there's pollen kind of. Oh, trust me, I got filters and mine still has pollen on it, so I hear you. And then with these vents, these just take normal furnace filters, like 14 by 24 or 12 by 24. These are MERV 4, so they're there's not much. A nice in between, yeah. Because I've played with MERV 6 or MERV 6 and 3, so you're in that nice middle. Okay. And then the only ones I can find, these are MERV 5s. Okay. For the 12 5s. Gotcha. So, but, I mean, SoFi was 90. Yeah, those are a totally different filter style too. You can tell it's more of like a cloth. It almost looks like. Yep. And you can kind of feel. When the doors close. Yeah. Right now, the air is getting sucked in this way, but when the doors close, you can feel the air, more airflow through these by far. Fantastic. Than the other ones. But, I like it.
This is great.
Even with all the rain we had too, no water issues coming in.
Yep.
But I think if it was reversed,
yep.
and this wall was on there, I'd probably have water.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it's better to have it this way. You kind of have like outside here, you've almost created your own little like cold aisle, like cold, you know, through the house here, coming through there. So this is fantastic. So what were some of your, well actually, what was your power rate here for your electric?
It's currently roughly like just under 5 cents.
Just under 5 cents? Wow. Yeah. And how are you getting such low rates? Because I know everyone's going to comment and ask, how 5 cents?
It's an unlimited plan.
Okay, so he's followed the Hobbyist Miner subscription plan of looking into that.
Using the hell out of it.
100%, 100%. So how long do you have left on your first year with that?
Well, it's not my, I started with them in 19.
Wow.
So then I left, switched to another one. They dropped me right away when I saw my power history.
Santana.
And then, yes.
Yep.
And then I went back to the other company, and then they put me on the intro rate for, which I thought was 2 months.
Yep.
But we're in month 8 or 9 right now.
That's incredible.
Going, so
that's incredible.
So I just keep on.
So if people have questions on the subscription plan and how that works and everything, I'm just stepping away from the AC unit kicking in. I'll have a link down below to that video that explains how that works. It's through a company called 𝐕𝐢𝐝 in Pennsylvania. So fantastic. So you have a really low rate, which is great. Yep. Are you cashing out anything per month to help cover your electric, or how are you handling it?
Paying out of pocket. So
paying out of pocket. Okay, so per month, how many, do you know how many?
Minus the container.
Minus the container. So how many, do you know your kilowatt or watts that you use per month? Like on your electric bill, how many kilowatts hours?
Last bill was 14,280 something.
Okay. And what did you end up paying at the end of the day when you were done?
6 something.
600? Wow, that is incredible. So mine is 7 cents. And I use 26,000 watts, and mine was $1,300. Now, when I have my second shed, it'll be similar to where you're at. I'll be around 4 cents only because I'll be over 20,000 with 𝐴SICs, which is great. So for those of you guys not familiar, Rusky has his own YouTube channel. New, right? You only started a few months ago.
Started in March when I got the shed.
Yep, got the shed and kind of going through the journey. So if you guys are interested, you can go over to his YouTube channel. We'll link it down below. I'll flash it up on the screen and they can follow along. Yep. And what other projects do you have coming down the pipeline that may interest people on your YouTube channel?
Thinking about adding more 𝐴SICs.
Okay.
Is one of the things I want to do.
Good for you.
I do want to move around the S19 on the top shelf, swap that to where the Cadena miner is, and swap out the exhaust. Because I had the second one in the house. I don't know if I'm going to go full-blown dedicated intake on the second one.
Okay.
I think I'm going to.
Now that you've gotten your airflow kind of figured out, you might have to test it without.
I have plenty of intake now, I think.
You're great. Honestly, I think you're really good. I think you honestly could go with standalone 𝐴SICs and just rely on your exhaust then. But it's literally, as you have said too, and many may learn with basements or whatever, it's all a learning process there. So that'll be cool. So we're looking for more 𝐴SICs coming down the pipeline here, which will be good. And you don't have any hassle in this backcountry here of anybody complaining about noise, which yours actually isn't that loud. Mine is louder, but I also have significantly more 𝐴SICs in mine from that perspective. Yeah, this is fantastic. This is good. Good for you.
Yeah, because even when that S19s are screaming, it's it's not much louder than the central air unit.
100%.
Next closest neighbor is probably on top of the hill.
Nice.
There's a lot of stuff to block it.
Now, a limitation for you if you wanted to expand past your shed, because you have this nice lot here, is that, do you have like a septic over here or anything like that?
That one is
okay. So you could expand over a little bit more with another shed if you wanted to at some point, maybe. Would your limitation be power? Because what's the size of your panel here?
200.
200. Okay. So you're the same situation as me. 200 amp panel. You're limited, unfortunately, on that.
Yes.
You know, which would definitely be an absolute challenge.
I could probably upgrade my 100 amp sub panel to maybe a 125 or a 150 or something like that.
Oh, that's right, because you have a sub panel over here.
And maybe add one more outlet. That's probably about it.
Fantastic.
But I think before that, I do that, I'm going to wait to see what happens in November.
You got to see where the market goes and the power and electric. I get it. I get it. Well, cool. Rusky, I appreciate you showing everybody your shed.
Thank you for
the guys, go down below, sub to him, check him out, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Rusky.
Yep, thanks for stopping by.